Thank you so much for choosing Stellar ABA as your provider. We are committed to being the leading provider for the treatment of autism spectrum disorder in the Las Vegas Valley. This video is going to introduce you to our collaborative responsibilities. The main objectives of this video are listed here. The purpose is to cover the basics that need to be in place before starting services and to address any concerns that may come up in today's climate. At this point, all funding sources require a parent education component. Yes, we are aware that parent education is inconvenient and stressful. However, we are here to help you transition into the role of an informed behavior therapist and parent. The Stellar team has many levels of support. During some sessions, you will only interact with the RBT, and in other sessions, everyone from the Director of Clinical Services to the RBT will be present. Each role has its own responsibilities. But don't be scared, all of us are friendly. Stellar ABA uses a HIPAA-compliant platform named Central Reach. An account is created when you click on the Enrollment tab on our website and upload your documents. CR gives you access to your kiddo's schedule, program binder, and notes and forms. As a parent, the CR platform is an excellent tool for accessing real-time data. You will be able to see all the programs and the progress made towards the goals. You will also be able to download graphs to share with teachers and other healthcare providers. Now that we have covered the Stellar structure and the Central Reach platform, it's time to review the Customer Service Agreement. The CSA is the contract between Stellar ABA as a provider and you as a parent. This document needs to be signed before services begin, and it's always emailed to you via Sign Request, another HIPAA-compliant platform. The document covers Stellar ABA policies and procedures. The first section of the CSA covers the release of information. It states that Stellar ABA is authorized to share protected health information with other providers, such as school and other therapies. More specifically, it lists your right to revoke the authorization to share information and restrict what information is shared. You also have the right to inspect the information before it is shared. The second section of the CSA discusses community outings. A community outing is defined as any therapy session that occurs outside of the usual place of therapy. An advanced approval is required. You give permission for your child to partake in community outings under the supervision of a parent or legal guardian. You also agree that Stellar ABA is not responsible for any accidents or injuries, and you allow medical care during an emergency. As always, you can revoke your permissions. The third section addresses privacy practices. We are required by law to maintain the confidentiality of health information that identifies clients. We realize that these laws are complicated, but we must provide you with the following information: how we may use and disclose PHI, privacy rights in PHI, and our obligations concerning the use and disclosure of PHI. The fourth section, the CSA summary, states the requirements for parent participation, the parent cancellation policy, the provider cancellation policy, and the client sick policy. More importantly, this section addresses a lapse in services. In other words, parents are required to participate in parent education hours. We also request that you provide a minimum 24-hour notice when canceling an appointment. Finally, if there is a lapse in services for 14 days, Stellar ABA may reassign team members to other cases. The HIPAA security rule requires that Stellar ABA ensures the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of confidential information, and detects and prevents reasonably anticipated errors. As a result, HIPAA is a federal law that requires the creation of national standards to protect sensitive patient health information from being disclosed without the patient's consent or knowledge. Please refer to the HIPAA handout that is in the Parent Education module for more information. So, what are your responsibilities as a parent? First, you have to participate during session and in parent education hours. We will work together to create parent goals that are attainable and functional. Second, parents and caregivers are expected to take over during session breaks, toileting, and feeding needs. Stellar ABA employees are not allowed to be alone with your child. You or someone 18 or older needs to be present at all times. The same applies to community outings. All individuals that are credentialed with the Behavior Analyst Certification Board, the BACB, are required to follow specific ethics. BCBAs have their own set of ethics, and so do registered behavior technicians. The guidelines and ethics for both roles are available on the BACB website and in the Parent Education module. The BACB Ethics Department disseminates information about ethics requirements and processes notices of alleged violations. Our next topic addresses grievances. Written grievance procedures will be used to resolve conflicts which may arise between the family and the service provider. The grievance may be formal or informal, but it must be in writing. You are encouraged to make suggestions for improving care or registering complaints without fear of coercion, discrimination, or unreasonable interruption of services. Now to COVID. We have addressed COVID with two goals: keep our staff and families safe and continue to provide medically necessary treatment. Please visit the company website, stellaraba.com, under the COVID-19 tab for more information. There is also a copy of the Stellar ABA COVID policy in Module 1. Here's what we don't do. The BACB's rule about multiple relationships focuses on limiting personal relationships with clients. It's about understanding conflicts of interest, where they arise, how they are managed, and when they become a problem in the service delivery model. As such, we separate ourselves from your family by not engaging in the capacity of a babysitter, family therapist, and substitute parent. We are there to provide a service at the best of our ability while following our BACB ethical requirements. As always, please reach out if you have any questions, and thank you again for watching.